So a brand new season awaits us now, our second in the Premier League with Lincoln City. I think we've made some decent transfers over summer, so we should see an improvement over last season. Because of course it is the first episode of a new season as well, let's go for a likes target. Let's see if we can get 50 likes on this video. And now let's get into things. Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco. Today, just the one game for you, away to Liverpool, because we've got all these brand new signings to introduce you to. And there's been quite a lot that's happened over summer that we need to get on with, so we'll get through it now and try and get through as quickly as possible. First thing first, I asked the board for a new stadium. We mentioned that at the end of last season. I thought they were going to give it to us, but they said no. So we're not getting a new stadium yet, unfortunately. They are, however, improving our training facilities, and we have increased our junior coaching, but by accident, I clicked on the wrong thing because he said no to start off with, and you can argue back to him. And I accidentally said, don't worry, I'll play loads of youth players. If I don't, you can sack me. I clicked on that by accident. So if we go to here and go to my promises, we've now got to give youth a chance and play lots of youth players in the first team, which could be detrimental to us, but we'll have to see how that works out, basically. The first big news is that Liam Coyle is gone. He went back to Liverpool. Obviously, he's been on loan for us the past 4 seasons, which is a long time, basically. This time, they said, no, you can't have him on loan. We want to use him in the first team. And when I tried to sign him, they quoted me 40 million. And so that means that Liam Coyle has not returned to Lincoln this season, which is a shame because he was our captain and I can't really see a Lincoln team without him, but we're going to have to deal with it. Of course, we're playing Liverpool today, so if he plays in the Liverpool side today, then I'm happy. But as it says here, Liverpool under 23s, and he's not been allowed to sign for us, I'm actually quite cross. The other guy we had on loan last season, though, Brad Yeo, he is back on loan this time. He's back again from Manchester United, so we'll start a lot this season on that left-hand side. So I'm happy to see him come back for another season. Hasn't clicked over yet from last season, but he is back with us, basically. So don't worry about that. We've got a left winger, so we're safe there. This then brings us on to the transfers for this season. Now, a few players were let go. Sergio Aguero retired. Alex Woodyard didn't want to sign a new contract for us and now plays for Leyton Orient, which is unfortunate because I would have loved to keep him at the club to get his testimonial. I mean, he made 3 appearances in the Premier League for us last season, and now he's gone to League 2. So goodbye, Alex. Thank you for all your time here, but I would have loved to have kept you. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And also, George Byers left as well. He's now a free agent still, not found a club yet. I was disappointed to let him go because he was a really, really good player, and I'm surprised he's not found a club yet, but he just wasn't going to cut the mustard for us this season. As you can see, been here an awful long time. Absolutely loved having him. On loan for quite a lot of that time before we got one free, and quite frankly, one of my favourite players. So I'm sad to see him go, but he wasn't quite cut out for us. Right then, let's look at all our transfers. And as you can see, we've done a fair bit of business, to be fair. We've spent 35 million and sold 1.7 million worth of players. And that 1.7 million mostly comes from Galore being on loan at Swindon. So he's the main guy that's gone. Howe went for 150,000. Bothwick Jackson went for 850k. A few players out on loan, most notably Galore, as I've said. So nothing too much there. Going out wise. Coming in though, we've signed some very, very good players, and I think we found a bit of a loophole basically because we signed these guys, these 3 young German guys, which ordinarily I don't think I should be able to do because they've not made full international caps for Germany. However, because there's licensing issues with Football Manager, SI, whatever, and the German national stuff, if you go to the national team, they can't ever have an actual national team because of all that licensing issues. So they're all greyed out players and things like that. So if you go to the under 23 side or the under 21 side, for example, the caps that they collect for the under 21s count as actual caps towards work permits. And so we sort of raided them. I got my scouts to go to the under 21 international European competition, whatever it was, and under 21 international competition over summer, and they scouted loads of really good German guys. And so we signed a few of them that wanted to sign for us. So I don't know if it's a loophole or not because they've all got work permits when technically they shouldn't, but it's licensing issues and it's the game, so technically it's not. Maybe it's a loophole, maybe it's not, I don't know. But we've signed some good young German players basically. These 3 have come in, if we can get back to the screen which I was on a second ago. Alexander Achhammer is the first guy to come in for 12.5 million, a record transfer fee, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential, striker, advanced forward, 19 dribbling, 16 finishing, some fantastic physicals and some really good mental stats as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do this season. He's going to be bagging goals for fun as far as I'm aware. 10 goals, 10 caps within 21s in German and 5 goals He's going to be a fantastic player. He's got really good determination and professional personality as well, which means he's going to work really hard. He's going to get that potential. He's given himself the best chance possible to achieve that potential, basically, with those kind of traits. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. He came from Freiburg, where he only made 12 appearances and scored 7 goals in the second division. So I don't know what he was doing wasting his time there when he's 4-star current ability and capable enough to be a top player in the Premier League. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do this season. The next player we brought in for 9 million was Erwin Masovic from Hertha Berlin. He comes in as a 4-star current ability, 5-star potential left back. Crucially, left back. That is what we really, really wanted. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. I would try to get him tutored to get his determination up, but he's already a key player, so we can't tutor him. But he's got a fairly professional personality. So again, he's given himself quite a good chance to achieve that potential. At 21 years old, though, he's still got a lot of time to improve, so we'll get that tackling up, we'll get that passing up, we'll get that marking up, we'll get the crossing up that we need for him to be a good player. History-wise, he's played his whole career at Hertha Berlin, playing quite a few times in the first division there, so he's had top-flight football experience before, but now he's going to get it with Lincoln. Now, for 8.5 million, a player comes in that I've got no idea how to pronounce, but again, central midfielder, German, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. Comes in as a deep line playmaker, and as you can see, he's been working very hard in training. First touch of 17, technique of 14, vision of 15. That's what you want in a playmaker, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. However, I can't pronounce his name, so we're going to have to give him a nickname, of course. Jalal Nemetinejad. I mean, I've just butchered that completely. If he was Spanish, that J would be pronounced as a H, so that'll be halal. So I'm tempted just to call him halal. Maybe halal meat, but I don't know if that's... Is that too much maybe? So we'll just go halal for now. Halal can sit in the middle. If you can think of a better nickname, let me know in the comment section, because I'm not sure that's the best nickname for him. But halal it will be for now. I mean, there's nothing here in his description that's that great. I mean, he's Iranian as well, so halal probably makes a bit more sense as well. Equally, it could be quite offensive. So we'll leave it like that for now, but we may change it later on. But of course, these 3 German Wonderkids have come in, so I'm looking forward to that. Michael Lucas comes in as a goalkeeper from our feeder club, Pibram, from Czech Republic in the Czech second division. We thought he was going to be quite good, but he's not, basically. I knew that was going to be his current ability, but his potential ability was meant to be a lot better. He can't get a work permit, but I thought he'll get one at some point, because with that potential, he'll play in the Czech team. He's got lots of under-21 caps, but he's not got the work permit yet or anything. We'll apply for one now, to be fair. We may as well do it. There's 71 days left, so it doesn't matter too much. But no one wants him on loan, so he's probably going to sit in the under-23s this season, so not to worry about him too much. We spoke about him last time in January. We signed this guy at the end of his contract, Anton Perrier. He managed to get a work pen, which is great. So 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, central midfielder. Is going to be our box-to-box midfielder this season. We're training him to be a box-to-box man. 9 caps for the under-21s in France. So hopefully with our help, he can get himself into that French side. But again, determination of 17, a fairly determined personality, has given himself a good chance to reach that potential. That's what I've been looking for in these players. I've been looking for great personalities and high determination, because that means they're really going to work hard and try and get their potential, basically. That's what they're going to do. I don't think people realise how much determination and personality really come into developing a player in themselves. Nicky Reynolds comes in for just under £1 million from Reading. He's going to be our backup goalkeeper this season with 2.5-star current ability and 4.5 stars of potential. Again, fairly decent determination, but a really good personality, so he's got a good chance of reaching that potential. I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops. I'm not too sure if he's going to make too many starts this season. He'll start in the cup a lot, I think. We may start to start him instead of... Oh, I've just clicked on the wrong thing there. We may start him instead of Darlow at some points, because we've not managed to sign a better keeper than Darlow, and Darlow is getting old, getting worse, not the best. So Nicky Reynolds may overtake him at some point throughout this season, but we'll monitor it as things go, basically. But yeah, he comes in as a decent backup goalkeeper. We've brought in another striker as well, so we've now got 3 decent strikers. This guy for 1.2 million, Facundo Vieira from Uruguay. He came from Defensa Sporting in Uruguay, the first division, scored a hatful of goals there in a couple of games, so he looks pretty decent over the past few seasons. Managed to get a work permit because he's made caps for Uruguay, so that's been quite nice. A complete full, which is what I like to play in one striker system, so hopefully in the future when he reaches his 5-star potential, he'll be good. Now, I've taken a risk on him because he's only got 6 determination and an unambitious personality, so he's not given himself a great chance to get that potential. However, he currently is being tutored by Chummer, who is fairly determined, got lots of determination. So hopefully, Chummer will really boost his stats there in that regard. So hopefully, he will start to reach his potential at some point. And especially if we start playing him in Premier League games, he'll reach that, at some point, I'm sure. Final player we brought in was Per Schurz from Leicester for 3.4 million. Again, he's a one for the future, really. He was a kind of player that we didn't really strengthened defensively all that much, and we've not been able to find a decent central defensive midfielder this season since Coyle left, but more on that in a few minutes I suppose. But Persh comes in as backup, will improve, he'll be around the squad, he's a squad player basically as backup, so expect to see him when we're down in injuries or having to rotate players. So they are all the transfers that we have made over summer. I think we've been pretty decent, especially the German guys that have come in. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. This is how they fit into the side then. Darlow is still starting in goal. We've got a back four of Masovic, who comes in as our much needed left back after last season's woes with left backs and not having any decent ones. He comes in, which is decent. Williams comes in, and so does Kobayashi. Of course, he's the Japanese guy that we managed to get a work permit for right at the end of last season after he signed in January, so he's going to be starting this season. Ruben Garcia has taken a massive crash over summer. He had 5-star potential. It's now gone down to 3.5-star potential, so that 9.5 million from Real Madrid does seem like a big waste of money basically, but hopefully he'll redeem himself and be alright for us this season, but he's not going to start so much. We tried to get more right backs in, but we couldn't really find anyone for a good price point, and Jan Valery is decent enough, so I'm happy to keep him there for now. We spent a ridiculous amount of time looking for defensive midfielders, specifically ball-winning midfielders. Declan Rice is good, but he's not quite Liam Coyle, for example, so obviously we couldn't get Liam Coyle in. We put bids in for 15, 20 central defensive midfielders. Most of them accepted. However, at some points it was like, well, I don't want to pay 15 plus million for a player that's not going to improve too much. He's too old, for example. Or I'm not going to pay a player more wages than anyone else in the club because it's a position that we need. I'm not going to risk us financially, basically, for the sake of one position. We can change formations and stuff like that. So for now, we'll play Declan Rice. We tried so hard to get someone else in, but it just didn't quite work out for us, basically. So that's why we've not got a new guy in. However, because Rice is now starting, it basically is a whole new look midfield. So Halal and Perrier come in there as deep line playmakers and box-to-box midfielders. Yu, of course, starts on the left, Lukasic on the right, and Achhammer starts up top. I think we have to give him a nickname too, because Achhammer is a bit hard to say. Maybe it's not the easiest. It doesn't roll off the tongue that well, does it? So I think we give him a nickname at some point. Of course, because we also made that promise to the chairman that we're going to play youth players this season. I hope Lukasic counts. I hope he does. He should do. So that'll be quite good. But in case it doesn't, we have promoted Dale Stainsbury. He was also came through that same generation that Lukasic came through. However, as they were both right midfielders, we decided to put Dale on the left instead. So he's been training on the left for quite a while. He's been on loan at Wickham and Halifax last season, getting decent game time, playing relatively well. He's League 2 current ability, or not quite League 2 current ability, but he's going to be on the bench for us this season. He's going to start a few games on that left-hand side. And then we've also promoted Tom Buckingham, who came through our youth development last season. 16-year-old centre-back, 1.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. So hopefully he will start to improve and we can get some game time into him as well. Right, I really have been rambling on for too long now. So that's a team. We've spoken about it. We've spoken about transfers. Let's get into this game against Liverpool. Well, annoyingly, Liverpool aren't playing defensive midfielders. And Liam Coyle isn't in the starting 11 or on the bench. And we couldn't sign him because they wanted to have him in their first team. So, annoying. So the first game of the season kicks off. Liverpool kick us off. We're obviously playing away, so we're in our black kit today. And hopefully the new look side will do some good stuff for us today. We had some decent results over pre-season, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do. I reckon I've said that at least 20 times this episode. Looking forward to what we can do or they can do, individual players. I mean, I've said it a ridiculous amount of times as Firmino scores 40 seconds into the game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how we get relegated this season. That's going to be a good thing, isn't it? As we drop down to bottom of the table after 40 seconds. Brilliant. Corner now for Liverpool as it's cleared by Rashawn Williams and only goes as far as Lukasic as we try and launch a bit of a counter-attack now as Jan Valery puts his ball forward, but it's not a good one. And Keita now on the ball through to Emre Can. Emre Can back to Keita, and Keita trying to bring the ball forward. He's doing well with it, to be fair. He's somehow danced through the midfield and our defence, and his shot was over the bar, luckily, but he gave him too much space there. Absolutely too much space. So what are the aims this season then? Basically, let's not get relegated. That's obviously the main number one reason. Let's not get relegated. But I'd like to improve on our 16th place finish from last season. I'd like to see as Coutinho hits the crossbar. They're getting closer and closer, and we've not had any chances yet, really. As I was saying, though, I'd like to improve on our 16th. If we can get somewhere between 15th and 10th, that'd be decent. I'd really, really love that. That would, in my opinion, sort of be overachieving. So around that kind of position is what I want from the boys as Coutinho nearly makes it 2-0. perhaps this formation, the way we've tweaked it over summer, hasn't quite worked out to our advantage. Perhaps we need to go back to the drawing board a little bit, because we've not done very well so far. But then again, we are playing Liverpool, who are a ridiculously good side, actually, so we can't be too harsh on ourselves. So far though, the German Wonderkids not having the best of games. Masovic on 6.5, Atchhammer on a 6.7, which is alright, I suppose. That's actually the best in the team, to be fair, but Halal on a 5.9. I'm not quite sure what he's doing wrong out there, but clearly something, so I think we'll have to substitute him early on this second half. Half time then, we're going to say we've been unlucky so far. They seem to gain confidence and look relaxed and a bit of motivation, so that's good. Players seem to be keeping their heads up for the second half. We've not played that badly, to be fair. We're only 1-0 down to Liverpool from a freak goal they scored in the opening moments of the game. Since then, Liverpool have been on top, but we've kept ourselves in it to an extent. We're not being pushed over completely, so if we can just improve on things in the second half, maybe make a few tactical tweaks, we should be okay. A 1-0 loss to Liverpool isn't bad, is it, really? Especially when last season we would have lost by a lot more, I reckon. So, you know, it's a progress. It's progress. Slow and steady. First highlight of the second half. It's gone quickly, actually. We've only got 30 minutes of the game left now, but Coutinho puts the ball forward to Rodin. Jan Valery can't get there. It's put into Firmino, who scores his second of the game. Now let's make some transfers. Halal on a 5.7. How that's happened, I don't know. Mason Mount will come on and we'll make him an advanced playmaker. Who else do we bring on and change and chop and do stuff to? I'm not entirely sure. I think maybe we bring Matondo on for Lukasic. We'll maybe bring Trimmer on in a little bit as well, but that's what we'll do for now. It is nicer this season because I think we've got some more quality options off the bench. I think our bench is a lot stronger, so we've got a stronger team overall. Quality outside the first team and bench is probably lacking a little bit, but I'm pretty pleased with how we're shaping up this season so far. It's still 1-0, so I assume Firmino's goal was disallowed. I didn't even see that. His goal was disallowed. It's still 1-0. Let's not worry about that too much. Atchhammer now on the ball, out to Massimovic. Massimovic into Yeo across to Atchhammer, and he has gone and scored the first goal of the season. His first goal for Lincoln on his debut. He's levelled the scores. It's moved up to 5th, so clearly teams aren't doing brilliantly, or has no one else played yet. Okay, a lot of teams haven't played a game yet, so that's part of it, I suppose. However, though, if we can hold on now for a 1-1 draw, that would be delightful. I think we're going to make one more change now as well. Who's not played brilliantly and who's looking a bit tired? Williams is looking tired, but Kobayashi's not played too well. I reckon we may have a game coming up soon. I'm not sure. I think we have a cup game midweek. So we'll bring Garcia on for Kobayashi instead. He can be a defensive centre-back on defend. We need to give Garcia game time because I'd like to see him improve. He's been pretty poor, obviously. Last season wasn't brilliant as they've nearly gone and scored another one. But I do still have faith in the boy. We spent 9.5 million on him, so we've got to play him, really, I suppose, to get the money's worth. So he will get game time, but I think he's going to be more backup this season to Kobayashi and Roshan Williams. Mason Mount on the ball then puts a good ball through to Matondo, but Matondo couldn't quite get onto it now. And now Liverpool have a chance to come forward with Roberto Firmino, but he's not got near that ball, and now we've got a chance to come forward again. Brad Yeo trying to create something, create a bit of space for us. Jan Valery through to Matondo, Matondo to Mount, Mount through back to Matondo. Come on, get the ball in the middle. Into middle. Oh, Atchhammer was so close to getting onto that, but Rooley, the Liverpool goalkeeper, collects it. With 10 minutes to go, we're still fighting for this game. Darlow's goal kick then punted upfield towards Matondo. He doesn't get there. Joe Gomez does, actually, so not the best ball from Darlow. Coutinho now on the ball. Obviously, he still plays at Liverpool in this because he still does for whatever reason. Atchhammer, oh, was that not a foul? Atchhammer just stopped in his tracks, so I thought he must have been fouled, but apparently not. If they score from this now as Roberto Firmino comes forward, luckily they haven't, but I would have been slating the referee in press conferences if that had happened. Liverpool trying to build an attack on this right-hand side now. It's highlights coming thick and fast in the second half of the last 10 minutes or so. But we've got the ball back, and now Mount back through to Perrier. Perrier, if he can get a ball through to Atchhammer, he has done. Atchhammer gets himself tackled there, and now Liverpool can come forward again. They love putting those long balls through to Roberto Firmino, though, but we have got some pacey centre-backs, so they're not working out too much for them, which is obviously good for us. But once again, they come forward. That long ball through to Firmino does reach him this time. And unfortunately, his cross is put into Rodin, and Rodin finally takes the lead for Liverpool. I mean, they probably deserve it if we're being honest with ourselves here, but I really felt like we could have got a draw out of this game, I think. Well, we've lost the game 2-1, but it was a very entertaining game. I think we've shown ourselves in a positive light, generally speaking, despite being fairly dominated. But we've not done too badly. We've done pretty well. We've shown that we can play football this season. We'll go to the boys unlucky, I think. Unlucky boys, would be nice to win out there, but not to worry too much. Liverpool obviously going to be up there this season, so a 2-1 loss is a result we can take positives from. Next time out then, I reckon we're going to do West Brom and Fulham in the Premier League. Fulham just been promoted back from the Championship, so that'd be a good one to do. It gives us enough time in the middle to play a few games as well. So that's what we'll do next time, West Brom and Fulham. If you've enjoyed today's episode, then make sure you drop a like on the video. Remember, we've got a likes target of 50 on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And of course, I'll see you next time for more Lincoln Loco action.